There's an old saying that goes, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. I'm in Rome, but I'm not really sure what the Romans do. So instead, I thought I'd check out a bit of Darksiders too. Hey, we're here in Rome, and I'm here with Joe Mad, legendary Marvel artist, and also the creative director to Darksiders 2. So tell us a little bit about the game.
It's a much bigger game this time out, and we decided kind of questionably to change the main character of the game while we're building this franchise, but we thought it would be a really cool, interesting way to show more of the Darksiders universe, and it takes place roughly around the same time of the first game, but it's during the period that War is imprisoned for bringing the apocalypse. And now you play as Death, and he's sort of uncovering what happened and who framed his brother, and trying to sort of, you know, bring them to justice and ultimately release his brother. So, you know, a lot has changed. Death is a much different character.
From what we've seen so far, there's so many more RPG elements to this game. Like, it's quite different this time around. There's customization, there's skill trees, there's side quests as well.
Things like skill trees, they just and treasure falling out of every enemy you kill. It just enhances the gameplay experience. It's a lot more fun.
This universe it's so much bigger this time around as well, because whereas in Darksiders you were kind of more restricted to Earth, but this time it's all blown wide open.
Definitely all very art driven. It was all concepted, and it's like from our imagination more so than in the first game, which was, you know, sort of bound by Earth and things.
There were cars and things in the first game, and like city streets. Now you can just do whatever you want.
We have a much larger art team now, and they're just very experienced from working on the first game, and the stuff they come up with is just crazy. You know, I look at it and I'm just like, wow, I wouldn't have gone there.
Now, what war began, death will end, but is it the end? Are there going to be 2 more stories? Where's this 4-player co-op that we want to see?
I know, 4-player co-op. Oh my god, that'd be so cool. You know, right now we're just focusing on getting the second one done, and we'll just have to wait and see where we go from there.
Alright, well, final question, but if you could be one of the 4, which one would you be?
I'm gonna say Strife. You know, we haven't really seen a lot of him right now, but I think he's pretty cool.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us. It's been a pleasure. We can't wait to play. Well, those were Joe Mad's musings on the matter, but what did we think of Death's Darksiders debut? Admittedly, what we saw was brief, but it's immediately obvious that Darksiders' new protagonist is a more nimble and agile character than his apocalyptic predecessor. As a result, Darksiders 2 looks very similar to platforming classics Prince of Persia and Assassin's Creed, especially in its movement and traversal. And it appears Death can wall run, pillar climb, and wall bounce with the best of them, as Darksiders 2's platforming sections look impressively fluid in motion. From what we saw of the combat, the same can be said of Death's stylish fighting maneuvers. With the ability to wield Death's iconic scythe amongst a host of secondary heavy and light weaponry, Darksiders 2's combat has potential. But while these combat sections did come across a little too God of War-light for our liking, the promise of branching skill trees, deathly combos, and gigantic boss fights suitably whets our appetite for biblical violence. The end is nigh. No, really, that's the end of the preview. Darksiders 2 looks amazing. We cannot wait to get our hands on this game. Who's better to play as than Death? I mean, who's better than killing things than Death? So watch out, because he's coming for you this year.